Hello and good morning. Welcome to the Simply Pretty studio. So this morning I'm not actually scheduled to be live. So I've got a new monthly schedule where I'm now only going live, supposed to be every other Tuesday. So I think it's the second and the fourth Tuesday. Is that right? First or third? Anyway, I will confirm that. So I'm just going to check that I'm live at the right place while I waffle on. So, but this morning I had something in mind. I just wanted to do a quick live. I should be filming a class. So my normal schedule for today would be that I'm hoping maybe to do it as like a live class so that people can join in. We're a bit crooked. So that people can join in with me on the live. Good morning, Lucianne. How are you doing? But for this week, I'm just going to film the class and then I'll get a tutorial typed up, a PDF, and then it will be available online. And it's a class that I've been running in the studio as well. So, and I've got 3 different options. I'm not 100% sure which one I'm going to do yet. So I thought, I've got an appointment. I've got to be in Cheltenham for 11:45. So I thought I'd come on and just do one really quickish card with you. You know I don't do simple very well. So I'm good, thank you, Lucianne. Are you doing okay? So without further ado, I'm going to set you down to my desk. And I basically used a sketch. I just took a card that I did with my team and just used the whole layout and switched out the products. I even kept the colours very similar. So yeah, so bear with the palm of the hand, pop you down. Oh, I've done that up very tightly this morning. Squidge you around. Zoom you in a little bit, if we can. Get some light on the subject. And just wait for the catch-up. So, yes, Lucianne, you are booked in for the 9th of the March you need to just let me know which class you want to do. So you can do the general 6-card class. You can do my fun folds class, you can do the 3 cards and a 3D. It's entirely up to you. I just need to know in advance what you want to do. It would be helpful if you all chose the same class, but if 2 of you want to do one and 2 of you want to do another, that is totally fine. That will be fine. Okay, so these, you're not shy to these products. You know I've been using them a lot. So they are from the Mini Catalogue. And I just feel like time is running away with, have a word with your mum. And time is running away with the Sale-a-Bration. And I wanted to use some of the papers today and just wanted to share those with you. But this is such a beautiful bundle. It's £52 for the stamps and the dies together, which is great value. What I love about it is we've got some really good standalone dies, like these flowers, got some leaves, some more flowers here, and like a daisy there. So just a really valuable set. I am also pulling out one of my labels from the Something Fancy. I just use that all of the time. Sale-a-Bration, we don't have long left. I wanted to just show you this. So this is where my inspiration for today's card came from. And it's something I did with my team. And so it used the Thanks a Bunch. I wanted them to see that this set is lovely. I've used it with you before. Yeah, I thought I did send you some photos, Lucianne, but I'll redo that later. I'll set a reminder. I have to set reminders for everything I do at the minute, but I'll set it for when I get back from my appointment. So this was what I did with my team, just to show that the carrots are good to use. Obviously, you've seen me use the foliage a lot, and I've just teamed it with the Petal Park bundle, which is just beautiful. But just to show you how usable that set is, and kind of don't dismiss where it goes. Where's the other card I did? Oops, can't reach. And then that was another card that we did with it as well. So using the Country Floral Lane DSP, and I used the label, one of these labels from the Something Fancy, to create a pot for my flowers, and then use the foliage from the Thanks a Bunch and the little splat to create a pot of flowers. So that was where my inspiration came from for today's layout. Now, there is a free set of pattern papers that go with the Dainty Delight bundle called Dainty Flowers. Lots of you have had that as your free choice already, but there are lots of lovely things in here to choose from. And the other thing, I'm going to be using the Beautifully Happy as well for a sentiment, and then I'm going to be using some of the Dandy Designs DSP. This is such a lovely gift to choose. Just grabbing it, just getting all my scrap pieces out. I've shown you this, but honestly, you get 48 sheets in this pack, and I've hardly touched it. You can see how many I've got left. In fact, I will be, once Sale-a-Bration is finished, I will be running a class using that to use it up. It's too nice to not get used. Right, did I just move my grid paper then? Yeah, did. I think if I go that way, is that the right way? I'm wondering if it's back to front. I'll just wait for it to catch up. So, no, wrong way. So this morning, I'm just going to create one card with you, but I've got 3 others that I've made that are very similar, using the same layout, but just creating like different backgrounds. So I'm only using this image today. Let's grab in my pieces. Cut a couple of bits ready. And I have got a very sneak peek for you as well. So I'm going to be using my Memento ink. And then I've pulled out some marker pens in Fresh Freesia, Petal Pink and Mint Macaron. So we'll be using those. What I want to do first though is stamp my image. I just need to cut a bit of white cardstock. I haven't got that ready. So I'm just going to stamp, I'll stamp a couple while I'm inking up this stamp. And just let it dry for a moment. Such a pretty set. We all have been agreeing, those of us that have been using this, that it is what it says on the tin. It's called Dainty Delight, and it is just so dainty. Right, I'm going to stamp 3, use up that whole piece of cardstock, and then we can put that to one side for a moment and let it absorb into the white cardstock before we go ahead and add some colour. So lots of white going on here, and that's why I had a class here last night, and while my ladies were here, I was doing a little bit of crafting. I'd done some before they arrived, but I just wanted to create some other cards that had more layers on them so that you can see how you can build things up and switch things around. Right, so we've got to die cut some pieces. I've already cut. I know you're going to laugh at me, but I just love this scallop edge from the cracker die, and I just use it all of the time, honestly. Cost per use of that cracker die, I'm just getting so much use from it. I've got some strips of Petal Pink that I'm going to be stamping a greeting on. And then I've got a piece of that lovely pattern paper from the Dandy Designs, and it measures 3.5, I think, 3 3/4 by 1 inch. But you could use any scrap pieces that you've got left as well. So, right, the other thing, I was going to show you a sneak peek. I don't think I showed you these last time. I showed them to my team. I don't think I'd unboxed them when I spoke to you. But next month we have something coming called online exclusives. And they are a set of products or a selection of products that will be available on the website. They won't appear in a publication. They'll be available on the website to purchase, and there will be more information coming on that soon, so I can send you that. But one of the items I've been able to pre-order is this set of embossing folders. They're all, the word has gone out of my head, but they're all the textured, what are they called? They're the thick ones. It's gone out of my head. Does it say on the paperwork? No. The 3D. Would it be the 3D? So if you can't see them that well, we have the spots. And believe me, the texture, the depth of this is quite unreal. So we have that one. We have this kind of like crosshatch, I want to say. One, I'm not quite sure how I would describe that, but it's beautiful. It's lovely both sides. And then we have this lovely floral one, which from this side you can kind of see the daisies popping out, but from the other side it's just got a really interesting pattern as well. So that's like the deboss side of the daisies. I don't know if you can see that, but they are beautiful, and that's the first time we've had embossing folders in a set of 3. So I have been using them a lot already in preparation for them coming out next month. I was just talking about Sale-a-Bration. I do need to remind you that we've got extra items that are added to the free gifts. Okay, just check that they are still available. I know I did try and add this one to an order the other day, and it wasn't available, but I've got a feeling it could be back in. And remember, with the ribbon, you get 2 spools of ribbon, of that frayed ribbon. So some really good offerings there. Put that to one side. Right, first of all, I'm going to use this new embossing folder. I can never open them up. They have like static. They create static, and they never like to open up. So what I'm going to do is just run that one through first. I've lined up the bottom of my paper with that line on the folder. And I'm just going to run that one through first. So I was hoping to be sort of half an hour, 45-minute max for this live today. So not going to be like too much chat going on. We're pretty quiet today as well, and half term isn't until next week, so I know some of you are away because you've told me. So look, hopefully you can see that, how beautiful that is. And as I said, I like it both sides, but that's lovely. I'm going to lay that one straight down onto my card base. Run of glue all the way around the outside, and just pop that bang down in the middle like that. So we had quite a busy weekend. I think I told you last week we went off to Northampton on Saturday evening. We had Jason's annual dinner and awards night for his racing. So we headed off to a hotel and spa, had a lovely evening. Late night for me, which I'm not used to late nights. And when I say late night, it was like midnight when we went to bed. I'm pretty much a lightweight. So, but yeah, it was lovely. We had some lovely food, delicious food. Had a swim and a sauna. You're going to Centre Parks next week. How fun, Lucianne. That will be lovely. Enjoy. So I'm going to pop this layer straight down onto my card. So yeah, we left early Saturday morning, about 7:45 I think we left, and we had a couple of stops to do on the way. So we stopped at Bicester Village in Oxford, well, outskirts of Oxford, Bicester in fact, and did a little shopping, and I was very restrained. Jason spent a bit of money, he did a bit of shopping, and he hates shopping. But yeah, I managed to resist a couple of things. How long that resist will last, I do not know, because if I am back there again soonish, I could well be caving in. But Jason did say to me, but do you really need another pair of trainers? He said, you've got some in black and you've got some in white. Why do you want them in khaki? It's like, because I do. They just don't get us, do they? They just don't get us. But yeah, I kind of talked myself out of it. It's like, do I really need them? I really like them, but do I really need them? Maybe not today, maybe next time. So, right, I'm going to pop a piece of scrap. This little bit has been well used. Whoops, I did a wobble. I'm going to put that over the top. That will just, can you see I need to like clean this plate really? And what happens when the pressure goes through, a lot of the adhesive that's stuck on this plate from my washi tape then sticks onto the white layer. So that's why sometimes it comes out looking a little grubby. But by popping in a sheet of copy paper, it does just help to keep it a little cleaner. Also, last night, my Do Not Disturb was not working properly. I was having, I did a post on Instagram last night, and I was having like, my phone was flashing up in the middle of the night, notifying me that people were liking my post, and it doesn't normally do that. I don't know what that was about. I'm nearly at the end of this sheet of large dimensionals. But the good news is my minis have arrived. So let's just pop some of these on the back. Yeah, so we went to Bicester Village, had a little shop, grabbed a coffee, and then we went to, en route, we stopped off at Silverstone, just right outside of the circuit. Jason was wanting some new race overalls, and it's the kind of thing you need to try on. I'm just going to lay this one down here. Right, we're going to leave that there now and just do a little bit of colouring. I'm going to chop one of these off. So yeah, he got himself some new race overalls. He has got a couple of pairs. One pair he's worn through on the elbow, and of course they are fire resistant. So as soon as you get any threadbare parts, they're not really safe. So he needed a new pair. Now, shall I do this in dark or light? I'm just looking at the cards I've done. I'm going to do it in the dark. Be brave. So I'm using the dark Fresh Freesia. And I'm just colouring in these buds to start with. So yeah, and then we headed from the race circuit to the hotel, which was at Northampton. So we met friends there, had some food, had a bit of lunch, light lunch, went for a swim, went in the sauna, and then we had our awards, Jason's awards night. And goodness me, he walked away with about five or six trophies, which he wasn't expecting. He knew he'd won his group for the year, but wasn't expecting all of the other awards as well. So, and I don't allow trophies in the house. Call me mean, but for so many years we used to have all of Jack's motocross trophies in the house that I'm just fed up of them now. So they're not even allowed to enter the house. As soon as he comes back from racing, in the camp or anything, they have to come straight into the workshop. I'm like, they are not coming into the house. I don't want them. They're ugly. And they don't go with the aesthetics, so they have to stay away, and he knows that, bless him. But he's got them on view downstairs. So, right, what do I need to do? Cut this one out. So that was Saturday. We got up Sunday, had a lovely breakfast at the hotel. Stopped off at Waitrose, did a little food shop on the way home. Came back, did a little bit of gardening. We roasted a chicken for dinner on Sunday evening. Where's my washi tape gone? And had a chilled night. Mind you, I was tired from the late night. I know some of you don't go to bed until midnight every night, and I guess that's what your body clock gets used to, doesn't it? But I'm early to rise, so late nights don't do me well. Let's just cut that. Oh, let's think. Actually, I've got some other bits to cut out. Let's find a few scraps and cut other things whilst we're here. So I need a flower and some flower centres. I need that large one as well. And then I think I've got some other pieces cut. Oh, I might need that one. Let's grab that bit of spare. Pop that one on. Let's put that down there. Let's chop that one off. And then we'll run that one there like that. Trying to fit it all on the plate and be savvy and cut in one go. I'm gonna need to tape these down because I don't want them moving. So we'll tape that one. And those. And we should be good to go. Get the top plate on. I'll just run those through quickly. Hoping that nothing moves. It's right under my feet again. Right where I need to stand. Right, we just pull this one off. See these little dots? We use those to push out the pieces. They just help it to come out more easily. How beautiful is that one? You're all very quiet this morning. What are you up to? Let's get rid of those pieces in between. May not need all of this one. I love how it puts like the little embossed part on there. Let's put those two away. That lovely one, cuts it beautifully. Just checking that I'm seeing all of comments. If you're on here watching, please do say hello. It's lovely to know who's here. Let's just push this daisy out as well. And then we've got two types of flower centres here. I just want the round ones. You can always like throw your, it's not going to work now, but throw your die around and then usually the pieces will fall out. Right, don't need those. Let's just pop these back where they belong. And then we know we're not going to lose anything. Make a bit of room. And we'll do our greeting. So, beautifully happy. Good morning, Lisa. How are you doing? Just a quick one from me here today. but I just wanted to come on. It sort of felt like it wasn't right not to be here, but there will be Tuesdays that I have scheduled not to be live. So I'm going to be using the Sending Happy Thoughts. So that's from the Beautifully Happy, another fabulous Sale-a-Bration one. I know you are all loving this one. Because it's photopolymer, I'm going to use my mat and just some Memento ink. I'm going to stamp a couple of these because I need one. That looks a bit crooked. Let's just clean that a minute. And just remount it. It looked like it was going down at the end. Maybe that's just my eyes today. Right, I'm going to do 2 of these. Because one of the cards that I've done is just missing one. So I was going to add that on when I show you. It's a little bit crooked, this one, but it'll be fine. How are you doing, Lisa? You keeping well? It's like the sniffy time of year, isn't it? Super sniffy. Still got the frog in my throat. Seems to want to be hanging on in there. Right, let's start building this up. But yesterday was beautiful. I did the school run yesterday. And, oh, it was just lovely. Although Evsie was dawdling along. She was in no rush to get to nursery yesterday. Vivi just skips to school all of the way. But Evsie was in no hurry whatsoever. And I was getting anxious about us being late. It's not a long walk to school at all, but it's long for little legs, I guess. Right, gonna pop this one down. Bang in the middle, I think. Like that. So lots of white space on this card. And then I'm going to add in a bit of foliage. Don't know if that's going to all tuck. It will all tuck under there. So, but we don't need that bottom bit there. So let's just get rid of that. Got some adhesive on here, but we'll just add a couple of little dots of Tombow. And we'll just wedge that behind there. And then to ground it a little, we'll add in this, calling it cow parsley, just to to pop a little from the white background. And we'll just wedge that one in as well. Doesn't really, I'm not going to be fussy where it goes. As long as it's over to that side. Then I've done myself another flower. And another bit of the foliage. The leaf spray. And I think we'll chop that off there. We can use that bottom part again. Even though you've got those end bits, if you just snip around them, then you end up with a usable bit of foliage. I'm going to pop this one at the bottom. He's snoring his head off down there. Might just have to lift that a little and wedge it under. Like that. And then we'll pop in some flowers. Lisa, you are good. Bit of a sore throat coming, yeah. So you're resting it today. I know, I seem to have it's that time, like in the evenings, like the sore throat comes, and first thing in the morning, it always feels worse, doesn't it? But I'm definitely sniffy. I'm always sniffy all throughout the year, but I'm definitely sniffy. Right, what I want to do is pop these little flower centres. Let's just turn them over. I can. I'm going to pop them on the centre of these. That one's not stuck. So I want to create, actually let's make life easy for ourselves. What I'm going to do is just snip a half a dimensional into 3 pieces, like that. And I'm just going to pull off the back or the top. Stay there. The Take Your Pick tool is honestly your best friend. I'm going to pick one up and just pop it straight on like that, and then straight down on. So for those of you that find like things like this faffy, this tool is just amazing. Oops, it's stuck to me now. So it just means that you have a little bit of control as to where it's going. I've still got the other bit left over there. So we've just popped in those flowers. And then to finish, we're just going to add in our greeting. And I think the easiest way will be to just pop a dimensional little mini there. Pop a bit of glue that side. And then stick it straight down. And then I called it done. So really simple, really fresh, lots of white space, which is my usual thing. But just to show you how, you know, this set honestly is just so easy to create with. You don't have to be a master colouring person. You can just add a bit of colour really easily with your pens or with a blender brush with the ink from the lid of an ink pad. There are easy ways to use it, and I would highly recommend getting the dies, getting it as a bundle, because they just work so well together, and you've got these lovely standalone dies that are just so pretty on their own as well. So I hope you enjoy that. There's my original, pretty much the same. Slightly, I used the lighter Fresh Freesia pen. Thank you, Lisa. Used the lighter pen to create the buds on there. I think that one does pop a little bit more. How are we doing for time? It's gone 10, okay. Right, I'll just share with you quickly the other cards that I did in different stages. So my next stage from this was to add some colour. So I basically repeated the whole card and then just added in a layer behind with the petal pink cardstock. So doesn't it make them look so different? It's really strange. I mean, I love the white space. Nice Alfie hair on there, bit of fluff. But I equally like this one as well. And then I thought we could progress from that. We could take away a layer and then still keep the petal pink, but use another stamp. So this kind of bud leafy stamp to create a background on there, just to make it a little bit more interesting. So exactly the same layout, just taking out the white layer, popping in the base background layer and then just stamping on it. So we're progressing. All of the same die cut pieces. There's nothing more or less. This is the card where I just need to pop on. And I'll just do that out of Which side does it want to go on? Out of shot. Need a bit of Tombow on there. And then my final card, which I'm just adding my greeting to. Uses more of the DSP. So the same as that one, same layers, but rather than a plain background stamped on, I've just added the DSP, which is so pretty. Honestly, if you're thinking of, you know, getting some things off your wish list and you're getting up to £90, add this paper to your basket because you will just get so much use from it. So that's how we progressed really from the very plain white background, lots of white, onto the pattern paper. And I find it hard to use large amounts of pattern paper. I don't know about you. I can only use like pale colours and very sort of mild patterns. So these cards are going to be heading out of the door very soon. So I've managed to work very smart and create something to show you, but also I'm going to be utilising them as well. So thank you, Lisa. They are very pretty, aren't they? They're very pretty cards, very kind of soft and subtle, but just to show how when you've got one design, how you can make it look kind of so different without having to think too hard about it, because you've already got all your measurements and your layers that you're using. So there we go. Right, I will love you and leave you. I don't think I've got anything else to share with you today. I need to be heading out of the door really soon for my appointment in Cheltenham, and then I'm going to be back. I've got a class to film. I've got a class on Thursday night and class on Saturday, so I've got lots of cutting to do today. So, and tomorrow will be a full-on Nana day. So I will wish you all a happy Valentine's Day. Hope you've got something nice planned or just some nice food to eat this evening. And I'll be back with you all very, very soon. So bye for now.